Good morning and welcome to your daily reset. When you look at yourself, what do you really see? Welcome to Reset for Real with Michelle J. Short, liberating truths to help steady your day. I'm Michelle J., an educator and mentor who believes truth isn't a trend, it's what steadies you. And in the last episode, we talked about how environments can quietly shape what we believe. And sometimes those beliefs begin shaping something even deeper than what we could ever imagine. And that is how we see ourselves. So here's a question I have for you. What do you see about yourself? Do you see someone valuable or someone who never quite measured up? And more importantly, where did that picture of yourself come from? Because the way you see yourself influences the opportunities you pursue, the relationships you accept, and even the risk you're willing to take. That's why our reset word for today is reflection. And what is reflection? Reflection is the ability to pause long enough to examine what you truly believe about yourself, not what culture says about you, not what someone else spoke over your life, even as a child, but what is actually true. Because the mirror doesn't create the image, it simply reveals and reflects what's already there. Today's scripture is found in Psalm 139, verse 14. And David says, I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. David wasn't making a boast when he wrote those words. He was recognizing something actually really important, and that was that his life was not random. It was intentional, formed by God with purpose and care. And when you consider in the book of Genesis, when God created man, he said, I made man in my image and in my likeness. But here's where many people struggle. As they were growing up, they were hearing the criticism. They were seeing things that were occurring, and they may have been ostracized or even compared sibling to sibling, or rejected and abandoned and just felt alone. And those voices that they were hearing growing up began to shape how they felt and how they saw themselves. And when a belief repeats itself long enough, people stop questioning it and they begin to accept it. And they accept it as truth. Now, I think of an analogy of a rare gem. And as I began to think about this gem, to someone who doesn't have an eye to see or able to recognize it, they may look at it as an ordinary rock. And someone might walk right past it or even toss it aside. They may step on it. But its value was never determined by the opinion of the person who overlooked it. Its value was determined by the one who created it. And the same thing can be true about people. Just because someone failed to recognize your value does not mean you didn't have it. Because here's the truth. Many people eventually discover your value is not determined by who overlooked you or who mistreated you. Sometimes the voices that shaped how we see ourselves, if I may say, they were just wrong. Because you have to remember Psalm 139. You were not created accidentally. You were created intentionally, fearfully, and wonderfully designed with purpose. You have purpose. So here's your reset for today. Instead of saying, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? That's a fairy tale. But here's real life. Stand in front of that mirror. Look at yourself. Speak one truth about yourself that is rooted in Scripture. Not what someone else said, not insecurity, not comparison, but truth. Because sometimes the first step toward transformation is learning to see yourself the way God sees you. Reset isn't hype. Reset is a decision to live by what is true. And if this conversation gave you a new perspective, something you can carry into your day today, I need you to stay with me this season. A new episode drops every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 a.m. Central, so you can start your day anchored, not anxious. And if you want to go deeper, please join me in the Reset community at gpspartnership.com/community-hub-page. And I need you to remember, today is a new day with no mistakes in it. It's what you make it. So make it a good day. This is Reset for Real with Michelle J. Let's reset for real. Have yourself a wonderful and fantastic day today.